we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about what's been going on over the last 8 years, how things have changed. 8 years ago, we had Obama as president. Now we got Smee's Uncle Donald as president. So, I mean, like the world is different now. You know what I'm saying? 8 years ago, there was no debate. There was no division. There was no Snow Allegra. I mean, well, I guess they existed, but they weren't out. There was no TV show like Insecure. There was no Power TV show. You know, like the world was different 8 years ago. We also want to talk about our brotherhood and kind of get that positive black man image. We've known each other 30 plus years. These are my best friends in the world. I don't even call them my friends. I call them my brothers. You'll never hear me introduce, this my boy. This my homie. This is my fucking brother.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. We have known each other's parents damn near our entire lives. We refer to them as uncle and aunt. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, old mom and dad, you know, depending on the relationship. So this is gonna be a good show. 5 black men out here doing our thing, staying positive, and trying to make shit happen. So having said that, thank you all, everybody that's tuned in. And let's go with high-low. We do a high-low beginning of every show, guys. It's your high of the week and your low of the week. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. It doesn't have to be a speech. Just really quick. What was your high? What was your low? I'll tell you right now, this is my high of the week. This is my high. Doing the show, which I love to do, with all my brothers, all 5 of us. Y'all don't know how much shit we get because our bitches be 4 of us all the time. Nigga, Shmi ain't there, or F ain't there, or I ain't there, or JB ain't there. It's like, you say it's 5, it's only 4. It's 5. Count it up, niggas. My low of the week would probably be that's not fair. Teddy Riley versus Babyface, but we'll get into that. JB, what was your high low?
Let's see here. My high this week was actually when we all got on FaceTime yesterday, because this is like, you know, us doing the show together, whatever. But I hadn't seen these other 3 motherfuckers' faces down here in like a couple months at that point. So just seeing y'all niggas alive and well and laughing and shit, that was my high of the week. My low of the week was I started to feel a little bit of the isolation syndrome this week. I started to feel a little weird because I've been in the house so much. You know what I'm saying? Not leaving the house. I mean, it lends itself to work, you know, because you ain't doing shit else and you don't want to just be sitting around drinking all night.
Like coffee.
Right. So you wind up working, you know, 13, 14 hours a day because ain't shit else to do. I mean, this shit is getting old. So that's my low of the week for sure.
F?
Okay, sorry. F, sorry.
Whoever. Jump in.
Go ahead, Carl.
Okay. So my high of the week was realizing that as surreal as all of this is, I have the tools to be okay. There's a bunch of cats, like, and this is like some mental health thing, but there's a bunch of cats who are, especially if you're single, you don't have a lot of friends, and you were used to kind of seeing people. This is taxing on you, and I'm not in that spot. I don't have. Yes. Turn that off. Please turn it off.
I'm done.
You can't hear the echo. Can't hear the echo.
Oh, he's not like one of those yelling upstairs to his mother.
Yeah, no, I'm terrible. I'm a terrible.
Yeah.
Hey,
where you going, bro? Where you going, man? Where you going?
Eggs.
You're gonna have some ramen on the stove.
I did a terrible thing. I'm an awful MC. So, in ending, I'm happy about the fact that the people that do in fact have other people that tend to them, that see them, are good, because there are a lot of people who don't have anyone to turn to. Like, you find out who your friends are right now. Seriously.
Yeah.
And
But I always knew who my friends was.
Right, 5. All right. Me and nephew go. I'm going to return. I'll be back.
All right, just hit mute. Coffee.
Oh, gotcha.
What the hell are you doing, Shmi? What the hell is that?
What up, Kim? What up, Kim?
I'm on Facebook. What's up, book? Hold on, let me take this
You on the podcast. You live on the podcast.
Okay. What's Philly's finest? Yeah.
Hey.
What's up, New?
What up, boy?
Don't be all quiet now.
Hey, what's up, Kim?
You mean?
What
It's
you
the young goat. You dig me? I'm the young MJ. You know that.
We're in the middle of a podcast, bro. Go ahead and hit that mute.
I don't know where it's at.
I got him. I mute.
We got it.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
high
why
and low.
JB's here.
The high and the low. F, please help.
Somebody.
Well, to not sound repetitive, I'm not going to repeat, seeing y'all because that's always a great high. I don't know, man. As far as work goes, I lost a rep and gained 2. So that was my low on that.
Okay. That sounds like me with riches.
No.
No.
Nah.
Yeah, catch and release, baby. Catch and release. But okay. Umfandizia.
I mean, I'm in the fucking house, so I've been watching a lot of Sopranos, so I'm gonna be cursing.
Yeah, well, I curse a lot anyway.
You be cursing on the show.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was a joke. Y'all didn't get it. I'm high.
Okay. Well,
It wasn't a good
Sneak.
one.
He said it just wasn't a good one. Hey, Smee, what was your high low?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like, are you talking to your production team?
Shut up. Talking to my brother.
You can't hear the echo.
I can't hear the echo. My high, I think my high was probably, so for me, like anytime I get really stressed out, and this shit has started to, like Jay was saying, it has started to get to me a little bit in terms of the isolation, the confinement or whatever. And so I try to like figure out a way to not focus on me. We got a business we're running, we got employees we're trying to keep on payroll and what have you. So I actually reached out to my man that he runs a charitable organization and just was like, yo, what can we do to help? And I was like, maybe you have people who can't afford, because he teaches young people how to do real estate. He's got a little he has a little program where they pay to have access to his online training. And I said, well, man, you probably got some parents who can't afford to pay right now. I don't know if you need that help, but we're happy to stand in the gap. And so he actually hit me back. And at first, I think he was a little bit like not wanting us to really do it. But then he hit me the other day and was like, actually, yeah, we could use that. So that was cool. Like that felt good to not focus on myself and to be able to help. So we're going to get 20 kids in the Bronx trained up on how to do this real estate. Yeah, that was a high. The low, I don't know, man. Just the general, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm a pretty upbeat, pretty positive person, but I definitely have had a couple of days where I was like, fuck. I let myself kind of get in my own feelings, kind of start worrying about how this is going to affect me, what the sort of worst case scenario could be. So a couple of days like that, those would be my lows. Nothing specific, but, get that mind space a couple times.
Yeah, that's crept in my head.
Yeah. And I'll say this. I've been in that mind space a few times over the last month. And I've called Shmi, like, Shmi, everything's crazy. Like, I'm about to send you this meditation video. Calm your motherfucking ass down.
Right.
So Shmi has been a great calming effect for me. JB. All right, JB, like, sit your ass down somewhere. Just relax, motherfucker. Calm down. But I lean on y'all though. He said, I ain't talked to you in 5 days. What's going on? The world is ending. You're like, man, we're good. Everything is fine. So I appreciate y'all for being that calming factor for me. So I've been there too. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I can be that for y'all, and we can be that for everybody else. And we're gonna start that by getting into some goddamn topics and what's going on.
Let's do that.
So, my left stroke just went viral. Our viral story of the week. Teddy Riley versus Babyface. The battle that didn't happen. If you've been living under a rock, or if you've been quarantined, then maybe you don't know. But there was a battle between Teddy Riley and Babyface. They were going to do their, top 20 songs, play about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of the songs, and do a battle, round by round. I play this, you play that, Teddy play this, Babyface play that, to the top 20. In the beginning of the battle, it took about an hour to get started, which is bad. It was late. They couldn't get Babyface on the stream. Then once he got on and he started the battle, Teddy Riley it was like him and Coffee, like doing the songs, and Coffee was dancing and shit, but we couldn't hear it properly. It was a horrible, horrible echo, and it wasn't EQ. The volume wasn't right. And when Babyface would play a song, it'd be a pretty good volume. You could hear it. Babyface in the studio chilling by itself. Babyface just overcame the coronavirus. His entire family had it. They all survived and recuperated. So that's some positive news about the coronavirus.
That is excellent.
The entire family recovered.
Yeah.
How about that? And they didn't have the symptomless version. They had the rough version. And they all recovered. How'd that make you feel?
It makes me feel great.
Yeah. So, his sound was terrible. He's lucky he spent more time trying to do the show, having the keyboard and the producer. He wasn't social distancing, Shmi. He was not social distancing.
He had a gang of people in
it. The only thing I'll add to that before I let you guys chime in, I know we all saw a little bit of it. He couldn't hear the echo, so he thought everything was fine. And that is my new catchphrase for people that are loud and wrong, or they just don't know what's really going on at the moment. Like, oh, you can't hear the echo. Okay. Or you can't hear the echo. Like, I'm not doing this with you. You can't hear the echo. So we're going to incorporate that into our 5 slang. Like Coffee right now.
He can't hear the echo.
No.
He can't hear the echo.
He cannot hear the echo.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
What are y'all thoughts about it, JB? I know you were the part of the angriest about the shit.
It was Bush League, and the part of what I kept struggling with is like, aren't y'all two of the greatest producers of all time? Like, aren't you a little bit familiar with technology and the way microphones work? Look carefully. That is a microphone. That is a microphone right there.
Those are mics.
Right.
Right.
Look carefully. Look, these are speakers. That's what I'm hearing everybody from. It's not that fucking hard. So to see these grown ass men who basically make it their career to make music, not being able to fucking send their music across social media, I felt bad for them. I was embarrassed for them. So I cut the shit off.
Time out, JB, really quick. Shout out to Kimber who just tuned in.
Hey!
Oh,
Hey! What's up?
That's goody.
Oh,
We didn't know Kimber long as we know each other.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
I didn't mean to interrupt your point, JB. I just wanted to get that shout out in there.
yeah. No, I was about done. No need to ramble. That shit just pissed me the fuck off, and I felt embarrassed for him, like real embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
What's easier? Did you tune in at all?
I watched for a little bit. I mean, honestly, I got a little frustrated because, well, first I thought it was going to be a shit show because Face was like 15, 20 minutes late even showing up to the joint. You know what I mean? I was like, this nigga can't even figure out how to get on IG in the first place. And then when they finally did get started, and it sounded so goddamn bad, and the echo was terrible, I think I stayed on like another 10 minutes, honestly, bro. Like, I checked in a couple times. They just looked so bad, I was embarrassed. So it was a shit show.
They stopped it and canceled it because postponed it. It's gonna be tomorrow night at 8.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I just want to say this: it was all Teddy's fault. Teddy didn't know how to accept Babyface's request to join, and Teddy's sound was messed up, and he couldn't hear the echo.
Right, couldn't hear the echo.
Effie, what you got? I know y'all was watching.
Yeah, we was on it watching it, and just like everybody else, just frustrated as hell. And it was just a bad look because you got these two iconic music producers that you look at Quarantine Radio, they topped like 300,000. These fools came to like almost 500,000 viewers. Like,
yeah,
and it was for that to be the outcome. It was just a bad look. I just hope that it doesn't tarnish Teddy's his legacy, because you got a lot of the younger generation that doesn't really know his music, and so for this to have so much hype and this to be their first entree into what he's done, that.
Someone said that he was trying to record it and live stream it to his own personal website so that he could charge people to watch it later. Like if you missed it that night, you could watch it a week later on his site for $5.99. And that's why he had an echo. And that's why everything was messed up.
Eddie Riley, like, why are you trying to nickel and dime people for $5?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's just not a good look.
Because I'm
don't rally me. Don't rally me.
Don't rally me.
Don't rally me. Just let it be what it be. Don't try to get over. Don't rally me.
Right.
Don't mess it all up just for your benefit. Don't rally me.
Right.
Couldn't hear the echo. Kofi, what you thought about it, Kofi?
I didn't watch it. I have something else to share, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap over this, but I like All Americans, except I think it probably services a bunch of platitudes. Like the show is good.
Hold on.
What?
Kofi, you can't introduce a topic. I'm the moderator.
You can't do that.
I will introduce the topics. You answer the questions that we give you.
I don't know what question you talking about, bro. I just went down.
You wasn't here. That's fine. You're excused.
You know
You're
I go
excused.
left always. Always I go left. Go ahead. On your left. Stop. Oh, Mr. Cole.
You can't hear the echo.
Stop it. Stop
You
it.
can't hear the echo.
What? Why you asking me on the show? You knew this. You knew this when we signed up, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You've been the same motherfucker since you was kids.
I'm the quiet MC. Go ahead.
Oh, shit. Hey, what up, Chris? I'm glad you finally made it. I've been waiting for you. So this is what we're going to do. So when it comes to these battles, we've seen some great ones. But just so you know, a partner in Kickback, we do our own battles. But I'll pick an artist and JB will pick an artist, and we'll battle each other 20 songs, a minute and a half of the songs apiece. We started out doing Prince versus Michael Jackson. What battle you seen on IG better than that? You need to follow us on Instagram at a partner in Kickback. Our second battle, we do these Fridays at 9 p.m., was Jodeci versus Boyz II Men. When are you going to see a battle like that? Our third battle, that's next Friday, is going to be Tupac versus Biggie. Y'all can go with the mainstream and the popular people if you want. But we bringing the pain, though. We bringing that funk.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all need to figure out a battle that you could slot New Edition into. I don't know who they put up against.
Hey.
Jackson 5?
Maybe.
No.
I don't know. Maybe like the thing is, in their era, you already got the two other bands that would make sense, Jodeci and Boyz II Men. You need to get like maybe 112 or something. I don't know.
No, they're not. They compete with them then. Not really.
I think 112 is more like a
different
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No,
I don't know if there was any group that really competed with New Edition. And
the only group, the group that competed with New Edition
BBD
was New Edition.
New Edition, right?
Or maybe New Kids on the Block, which I'm not rocking with, but they were there.
Right.
They were there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to compete with New Edition. We would have to put New Edition against each other. We'd have to do BBD versus Bobby Brown.
BBD, maybe. I don't know. New Edition against Ralph Tresvant or Johnny Gill by himself. I don't know how you
like that.
New Edition.
I got it.
Like, you
I got it. New Edition
BBD
as a whole versus the parts.
Right. Exactly. Right. Battle
the
Royal.
Parts. So New Edition versus Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, BBD, and Johnny Gill.
Exactly right. And that's what
Now,
that's the only way you could do that.
Yeah,
because
that's good.
nobody else
We're
is
gonna
not
do it.
able to compete with them. What's up?
We're gonna do it.
Okay.
We'll put that because we have a couple battles we got to do. We got to do Tupac versus Biggie next week, and then a week after that we're doing Flash and the Midnight Falcons Flash and the Five Horsemen versus Bird and the Midnight Falcons. That's the next battle.
Do you have enough content to make that like
Segway? Go ahead.
Right. Exactly. And matter of fact, okay, JB, that's what we're gonna do. So watch our battle series on Instagram. It's at Upon Name Kickback. And since JB yelled out Segway, we're gonna switch things up a little bit. And this is where we're gonna go first.
I have a question though before you continue, New. In it all, can you really compare artists? Because essentially it's just your opinion of what you think is good and what isn't. Like, I like that melody. I like that line. I like those 8 bars. How good, like, all right, I'm not comparing Young MC to like Biggie. I'm not doing that. But at some point you're splitting hairs, aren't you? Don't answer that. Continue what you were saying. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. I will answer it. What we do is, he has been a question to say don't answer. What we do is
don't answer.
We let,
I'm sitting here like, I don't understand.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Purely rhetorical.
All over the place.
Purely rhetorical.
You got some good shit up there in Philly, boy.
Go.
So this is how we do it, Coffee. We present the songs in the battle, right. And the fans, the kickbackers, they decide who wins. And based on what they like. And that's what we base it on, what they like. That's it. That's it. Well, of course, we go with what we think will win, and then we let the people decide what they like the most.
Got you. I understand.
It's like if me and you hollering at a girl and she liked me the most, which is what happened. It doesn't mean like you're splitting hairs. That's her preference, and you go by the majority's preference. And the majority of women would choose me over.
Wait a minute.
That's the preference.
First of all, number one, if I knew you was hollering at some chick, I wouldn't check for her. That was number one. Number two, how big is your head that you would win? What the blood clot? What?
I know you want to let that go.
Right. No, you know what? Continue. Right, you run the show.
I'm just talking shit, bro. I'm just talking shit.
You run the show. Continue.
I'm just talking
bro,
shit, bro.
Right.
We all know you
was
the finest nigga in the
You're
five. We all know.
You that dude 101. I get it.
Hey, right. we know who the king is. Black Coffee King. We know who the king is. Your Majesty.
My name is Jelani, just so you know. I'm just Jelani. That's
Black
it.
Coffee King.
That's all. My name is Jelani. That's it.
Oh,
only
hey,
a few
John
of us.
said Luther versus Marvin would be a good battle.
Okay.
Who?
Luther Vandross versus Marvin Gaye. Now, me and JB had talked about Marvin Gaye is my favorite artist of all time.
No. Luther versus Freddie Jackson. That's a more.
Luther would kill Freddie.
All right, but
Luther would kill Freddie.
That's not
he would, but they contemporaries at least.
I get it. But Freddie Jackson can't win that battle ever.
Freddie Jackson would get demolished.
But if it's only 10 songs,
it's better, right? The comparison is better, right?
No.
He wouldn't win.
Freddie Jackson could only hang. No, he could never hang. If it was one song,
all right, how about this? Freddie Jackson versus like Peebo Bryson.
There you go.
Freddie Jackson would have that one song.
Freddie Jackson versus Luther.
That's a lot better.
He loses.
Luther has to be.
Who beat Luther? Right, nobody. Exactly, precisely. Right, my word. Right.
That's tough. I don't. You have to do. You know what you would have to do for Luther? To be honest, Patti LaBelle.
Huh?
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle.
Yeah. I was just trying to get somebody contemporary because it feels like Marvin Gaye is a different era.
That's it. Yeah.
Me and JB. Tell me what you think about this, me. Me and JB, we have our favorite artists of all time. His favorite artist is Bob Marley. My favorite artist is Marvin Gaye. What about a Marvin Gaye Bob Marley battle?
That's mean. That's like a smash up. You know what I mean? Like, because it's different styles, but their stature warrants a battle. I dig that actually.
Yeah, we were talking about getting that in the docket too. I mean, we're gonna keep up with these live battles as long as we can, man. Because first of all, they're just fun as fuck. Like we ain't doing shit else on Friday night at this point. But they're fun as fuck.
Yeah, it's our Friday night highlight.
Right.
But we promise that after we do Bird and the Midnight Falcons versus Flash and the Five Horsemen from Five Heartbeats movie, then we're gonna really get back into it. We can get back into it. This week is Tupac versus Biggie. Luther versus Peebo. Kristen said Luther versus Peebo will be a good one. I don't think Peebo could fuck with Luther.
What?
It would have to be. I got it, Shmi. I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Luther versus Teddy P.
That's good. I like that.
That's not a bad one. That's not bad.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, because then you could go back to Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, but
Exactly.
that would be deep. Yeah, that would be deep.
So we are doing our battles. Follow us on Instagram.
I think he like let his wings fly when he became Teddy P outside of Harold Melvin.
Yeah, I agree. And go remember the conversation we had before the show.
He was a different dude. He was just Teddy P. Right.
Coffee. Remember the conversation we had before we started about listening for other people? Do that now. All right, so what the fuck story of the week? I don't know what's going on with China. I know that JB and his father, Mr. Miyagi, are from Asia. And I don't know what they're doing over there to black people. We need to talk about this shit, Shmi. China they're being blatantly racist against black people amongst this pandemic that we're going through. And they're not giving them hotel service. They're evicting them, having them live on the street. They're locking them up. They're arresting them. And now the McDonald's in one of the main cities in China is no longer allowing black people. They went through a period where they wouldn't allow black people in. They actually had a sign in the store that said, like, black people don't come in this zone, y'all contaminated. Shmi, what the fuck is that?
I don't know, bro. I saw like two specific headlines about that. I mean, the truth is, and I want to be careful not to paint with too broad of a brush here, but Asian against black racism is,
how big is his head? I don't know. Is
not new. And it's pretty well documented, and it's pretty pernicious, actually.
Yeah.
So, this just feels like what people do when they're desperate and scared, like, their worst instincts and proclivities sort of come out. So I don't think this is new. I think it's just sort of exacerbating what it's kind of always been there.
Yeah. F, help me out. What's going on in China, F?
F is away, isn't it?
I'm right here. You can't see me?
Oh. No? Oh, okay.
No. I think it's a couple of things. I mean, I think it's a lot of what Shmi just said too. But you also got to understand that, look at what's happening even on a bigger scale than that. I mean, we've kind of gone in, based on this damn 45th president, have gone into an unnamed war with China. I mean, at the end of the day, every time he gets on the screen, he's talking about how, the China virus is doing this and China.
Mm-hmm.
So this is something yet again coming from the top down that's, kind of manifesting itself into a whole bunch of different areas. And this just happens to be one of them.
Great point.
JB, Gangsta Geek, make this shit make sense.
This is a xenophobic reaction within a nation that has thought actually very little of people outside of its race for generations, centuries, arguably millennia. They have always looked at outsiders, non-Chinese, as barbarians, as being a lesser human being, literally. Now, they'll take your money, though. They'll take your fucking money. right? So that's why so many West Africans are actually in China, because China has such a glut of supply due to their overproduction, that one of the ways that they dump off cheap goods is they sell them to West Africa. These West African traders are resident in China and actually contributing to China's GDP by offloading these quote unquote cheap supplies and then selling them in Africa. Now, China, because of its racist ideas and ideals, are treating these people kind of like people treated the Jews back in the day, right? Where the color of their money was fine, but the color of their skin wasn't. And that's what's going on in China. It's fucked up. It's a tragedy. I was happy to hear that all of the leaders of these governments, Ghana, Nigeria, and then there was one other, they are actually taking steps to change things through the UN now. They've all spoken out publicly, and now they're going to go to the UN about this.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, before we get any further into this conversation, JB, can you set it up where we're all on the screen on Facebook? As opposed to it jumping back and forth, just for a little bit of time.
I just did.
Okay, cool. Just for a little bit of time. Perfect. So they can see the whole five. Coffee, did you get a chance, opportunity? I don't think we heard from you on this. Do you know what's going on with China and how they're treating our people over there?
So I don't know. The only information I have about this is the incident that took place in McDonald's. The information that took place in McDonald's, where they put up signs to say Black people cannot come into this establishment, which seemed odd. And I was like, why are that many Black people in China that they can put this up? Well, I wasn't especially aware. I have been like reading and seeing more of how China is essentially trying to do what Britain was doing, I don't know, 70 years ago, which is make an empire around the world as much as they can. So yeah, they are in a lot of Africa. The thing is, more than anything else, it doesn't scare me because things turn over, things change, things I don't know what to call it, but yeah, China's going to make it a point to go into Africa and expose them and abuse them. They're going to do that. It's going to happen in the next 10, 15 years. We've seen it happening already.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Koff, because Kristen actually brought up the same point that you did on Facebook.
Good job, JB.
Talking about the colonization, and she also talked about she also talked about how there's a movement, like you said, China is actually going to start moving a lot of their technical manufacturing into Africa now.
Don't
fintech movement.
For what it's
we got to get them.
Wait a minute. No, wait. For what it's worth, throughout the entirety, if you go back to go back to the 13th to 14th century, people have been abusing Africa forever. And it bothers me and hurts my feelings a lot because that's us. That's where we're from. And they keep doing it. And I guess my biggest issue, my problem is there are, for a long time, there weren't leaders of Africa. There were kings, there were tribes, there were whatever. And then they started following the model of, all right, let's have a president. Let's have a nation. Let's have a nation state, whatever. But the guys in charge always abused the privileges that they had. It's ridiculous. And I'm like, why are you guys doing that? You guys are just making it terrible for your people. You're just being money hungry, but I guess that's just kind of the nature of folks, isn't it? To look out for yourself.
Yeah, Coffee. Even Melda said they're colonizing Africa. They're the new white people.
Yeah,
China,
that's not new. That's been going on for 10 or 12 years.
Yeah.
China has, the foreign direct investment numbers from China into Africa are, they dwarf ours.
It's ridiculous.
They decide
pour money into Africa so they can exploit them. It hurts my feelings, yo. It makes me angry. It makes me want to go get an AK and go crazy. But I'm like, you guys have seen the show before. do something. Don't allow them to do this, but you can only say and do so much because they say, here's, I don't know, $3 million to finance this school, but we're going to take this land over here. We're going to own that. That's ours. We're going to take that. And we're going to make it so livable again. Go ahead. I'm listening.
They keep taking shit from us. Like, I'm so, like, that is a big reason why if you look at the screen, it says Now Numan. I changed my name. I'm like, dog, stop taking shit from us. I'm not taking your religion. I'm not taking your culture. I'm not taking your name. I'm not taking your abuse.
Right. I
like,
get it.
Fuck you. Like, straight up.
Right. And that's kind of the knee-jerk reaction, like, fuck you, but you got to figure out a scheme to do that. But, like, how do you take on that plan, that kind of like, I'm going to make sure China doesn't exploit Africa?
I don't even know.
I don't know how you do that.
We got to go to Professor X for that. Shmi, Professor X, how do we stop this shit?
I have no idea. I mean,
I'm going to say,
I really, I wish I had an answer for you on that one. The challenge is that, it's more complicated, like most issues are, because Africa did need the outside investment.
Yes, right. And that's the thing.
And
that's right.
And the U.S. wasn't doing it, so we're late, actually, to the continent to invest, to partner, to do any of that. So it's tough, right? Like are they being exploitative? Yeah, for sure. But it also was needed, and they also were doing things way before we were willing to look at Africa as a viable investment destination.
Which begs the question, if we were on time to the party, would we not be doing the same thing?
I was about to say the same thing. Thank you, F. I was about to say, the U.S. would do the same damn thing. They would exploit them. Are you kidding? They pull their pants down.
They exploit us. They exploit JB all the time. JB, what you think about this shit? Chris, more comments from the live viewers. Chris said, it's easy to say, but it takes generations to do this shit, but no one wants to be in a struggling generation. Mel said we would definitely do the same thing. As America would definitely do the same thing.
Yeah, of course they would. But wait a minute, who's going to sign up to be in the struggle? Like, I'm going to struggle my whole life to make it better for the next generation. Nobody's signing up for that.
Yeah.
All right, come on.
We'll end it with this. Kristen said the IMF and the UN carrot still help push them in the hole. Okay. The IMF and the UN carrot, it still helps them in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk, again, this is a much longer conversation. The amount of debt that is held over African nations' head, that in truth can probably never be repaid.
No, right.
And we can talk about why, just sort of the mechanics of the money, but so there's talk now, actually during COVID, about forgiving a lot of debt for a lot of countries, especially in Africa, and that would be one thing that would help out a lot. But so China is, doing something that was kind of good, but also kind of exploitative. If we were there early enough, would we have done the same thing? Yeah, probably. But folks, there's a lot of folks taking advantage of Africa these days, and it's not always the sort of obvious go in, show up physically and pillage. It's things like debt that's held over those nations.
It's the debt thing, though, right? It's the money thing, though. That's the biggest thing, and that will harm a nation for eons. It really will. That's the thing. It's not the pillaging aspect. You can always beat back head, like, I'll bust you in the head with a rock. All right, fine. Get out of my country. It's the thing, like, you owe us. And then there's interest on that you own us. And then you owe us.
I want to move on, JB. Shout out to the motherland, Africa, Akibulan. I named myself after the Nile Valley, the Nile River. So, but let's move on really quickly. Our Donald Don't Be Dumb Award. We have 2 recipients this week. Don't be dumb. The first one is JB Spade's partner, Vernon Jones.
Vernon Jones, my Spade's partner?
I mean, that's your guy. He's a representative from Georgia. So he's here in Atlanta with us, or in Georgia with us. And he says he's putting all his support behind Trump in the next election. He says Trump has done more for black people than anybody can think of, and all of his support is going to Trump.
That's right, man.
Yeah, let's
Unpack it.
this shit is
What do you mean?
this shit is batshit crazy. But I don't know, because he just sounds like one of these evil motherfuckers in politics. The article that I pulled up here, let me see if I can find it.
And he's a Democrat.
Yes.
Okay.
And just so you guys know, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I call the Republicans the Refuckadems, and I call the Democrats the Demoncrats. I'm neither one. I'm anti-Trump, though, so you know. But go ahead, JB.
Yeah, I've got the article pulled up right here. Let me just share this really quick.
Vernon Jones, you guys. Vernon Jones.
Yeah, I've got it right here. The gentleman's name is Vernon Jones, a Democratic state representative in Georgia. Yeah, he's like, look at the way Trump is handling the economy. Bullshit, actually, because it were the policy measures that Obama put in place that actually led to the relative growth in the economy when Trump hit the White House, whatever. Okay, so that's bullshit. But here's the fun part, guys. It goes on to say that this fool has been the subject of much controversy during his time in public life, including a special grand jury recommended investigation for bid rigging and theft. So maybe he's an ever Trumper, because Trump is his kind of guy, you know, a criminal kind of ne'er-do-well. I don't know what's going on with this motherfucker.
Whoa. A criminal what?
Ne'er-do-well.
This is the gangster geek word of the week.
Oh, Lord.
A ne'er-do-well. What? He's a what? A ne'er-do-well.
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 What?
Never
That means never does good?
Never does good. Yeah.
Ne'er-do-well.
Ne'er-do-well. I'm about to start calling, hey, Teddy Riley is a ne'er-do-well. I'm about to start using that shit. Right, so I don't want to date you. You ne'er-do-well. You a ne'er-do-well. You ain't send me no news on my birthday. Ne'er-do-well.
You crazy, guys. You crazy, young. Anyway, he gets the Donald Don't Be Dumb Award, because named after Donald Trump, as you well know. But again, an ever-Trumper has got to get this award, especially a black Democrat in Georgia. Like, fuck wrong with you, man? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, exactly. Anything you guys want to add to that?
Nah.
You add fuck him or shut up or something?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And I also don't get our second recipient, NASCAR driver Kyle Larson.
I get that.
Was on the phone, on the headset. Oh, what you get, Coffee?
I get that. That's the culture he grew up in. What are you talking about? He grew up in that culture. That's why he said it.
Vernon Jones?
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
The Democrat or the NASCAR driver?
The NASCAR driver.
Okay. Well, I think you're right. You're right. In your own way. You're right. But this motherfucker, Kyle Larson, let's make him famous. Kyle Larson, doing his virtual drive, was having the headset.
Wait a minute. How is that my own way?
Don't worry about it. You can't hear the echo. You can't hear the echo. On his headset, it's like, yeah, nigga, can you hear me? Like, excuse me, Cal?
That's what I'm saying. He grew up in that culture to call people niggers. Like, he's from the South. He's a NASCAR driver. That's what he, like, I wasn't surprised at that. It's just that he got caught.
I feel you, Coffee. I wasn't. I agree. He got.
So what is this in my own way thing, friend?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking to myself.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I was talking to Mel. I was talking to myself. And what's up, Francisco? I see you. But Kyle Larson lost all of his sponsorships. He's been dropped by his driving team for using the N-word during when he thought no one could hear him use it during their virtual session. And I don't have a lot to say, but like, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. You lost your endorsements and all your money and possibly your career. Yeah. Good for you. I'm a proponent of freedom of speech. I really, really am. But when people get too comfortable, I like that little slap on the wrist. He got a big slap on the wrist in NASCAR. Probably one of the most racist sports genres ever.
He thought his audience was just the dude in the cockpit or in the booth or whomever. He didn't think it was like out loud. Like he wouldn't do that out loud.
Right. I love it when they get exposed. It's a Donald Sterling effect.
Exactly.
Right. That dude, right. The Clippers is good now.
Anything you guys want to add to that?
No, I actually don't know that story real well. I saw the headline, but you can say what you want. Freedom of speech does have a cost, though. So.
Right. It does.
Right.
As Ice-T famously made on his album, freedom of speech is watch what you say.
Right. Right.
Goddamn right.
Watch what you say. Right. Oh, man. Our next story, freedom of expression. The Kenya governor is under fire for putting Hennessy bottles in his coronavirus care packages. He's an American hero.
Thank you,
Nipsey Hussle Award.
That's my ninja. What?
My ninja.
I'm with that. I don't care. I'm with that.
I
know it's bad. It's not a good look. I think it's good though. F that.
I had no problem. So cold. But except that it was Hennessy.
Fine.
If it would have been Crown, which I like,
what?
Or Jack, or Ciroc, or Jay-Z do say, black owned, it might have been better. But I thought it was mindful. And I thought it was having the pulse of the city, the country.
Right. All these things put their arm around the shirt like, I got you, bro.
Let's throw this in there.
Like, I got you, bro. You good.
It's like when your job says, things are going crazy, we're just going to let you get off a couple hours early today. Like, you didn't change my life. You didn't make everything better, but you made it a little easier.
But you said, like, I get it. You said, I get it. That's all you said. I get it.
You said, I get it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I ain't mad at that.
They could hear the echo.
Right.
They could hear the echo.
Right. I'll tell you what.
I'm curious to get y'all thoughts on this shit. Shmi, F, JB.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not mad at it. I don't know if it violated any whatever guidance around what can go in those, but I'm not mad at them at all. And one of the things I have said myself is like, I really appreciate that liquor stores have been put on the essential service list.
Right. Yeah.
Like all bullshit aside.
For what it's worth, cats need that. They kind of do. You gonna make me sit in the house forever?
Yeah,
really?
and no liquor.
and some of us, not us, but some of the other people, me, have a chemical dependence. You shut down a liquor store. Now I got another issue to deal with.
It's gonna be something.
Like, just give me the buck.
I'm gonna be something.
Man, now I got Corona to deal with. I got quarantine to deal with, and I got to battle my addiction. Like, yo, relax. You gotta relax.
Yeah,
you gotta relax.
Yeah. Speaking of addictions, if you're in the agricultural products industry right now, you're killing it. You're making money hand over fist. If you know what I'm saying. If you sell green, then you're killing it.
I'm not though. I bought stock in a few of them. I'm not making money right now. I'm not figuring out why. I got to figure that out. That was Anyway, go. But right.
You change the subject.
You know what's really kind of interesting about the situation coffee is the fact that those industries strictly deal in cash, and so. They don't have the ability to have a bank account.
It's not on the level. It's not on the level, is what you're saying.
So coming up with the fundamentals to truly evaluate that industry is based on really kind of just whatever. So, as far as the stock price going up or having big swings in that, it's not going to be quantifiable like you have with a company that's got to report earnings. It's different.
but entirely, it's probably not going to be good for anyone until the federal government says it's not. What is it? Schedule 1, Tier 1.
Until the federal government
not that anymore.
Until the federal government blesses it, it's really
right. Exactly. It's not going to be that.
They be spilling drinks.
Right.
No, that was one of my lamps dropped. That wasn't
a difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can't really quantify that, but I will say, I suspect business is booming. For those who are interested in, in, I think we only have 6 or 7 states that it's legal.
Talking about weed stocks?
What? Right? Yeah.
Like 12.
Right?
No.
It's 12?
Yeah. Well, no, it's more than 6 or 7.
Well, pardon-moi. Pardon himself.
I think it's actually more than that.
Yeah,
I think
the Kenyan governor that sent the Hennessy, even though it should have been Douce, he gets our Nipsey Hussle Award this week. Our Netflix and Chill segment. Before we go into the scheduled shows, I want each and every one of you to tell us one thing you're watching that you're enjoying for our Netflix and Chill segment. JB, Gangsta Geek, we're going to start with you. What do you want? One thing you're watching that you like?
I actually went back and found Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original cartoon that came out on Nickelodeon.
The anime.
Yeah. It's
with Tina Turner.
What? Anyway.
Anime.
Oh.
Anime? Eat the cake anime. All right, go ahead.
That was awful. That joke was so bad I didn't even get it. That was so bad I didn't even get it.
Was way over my head. All right.
So I've been checking that out. All 3 seasons are available on YouTube now. So I copped them because I love that fucking show so much. I'm definitely gonna watch it again. So that was dope. Avatar: The Last Airbender on YouTube is my show. That was probably the out of the box jump that I watched. Everything else has been, pretty much what's on the list. Shmi, what you got?
Yeah, Shmi, what you got?
So my daughter actually put us all on to All American.
All American is my favorite show of the year on Netflix.
Yeah, so we started watching it. I'm like way behind everybody else in the house, but yeah, that joint's a beast. That's probably the only like series I'm really crushing right now. Oh no, and I'm on Ozark too. Ozark. Yeah.
I tried to watch Ozark.
Ninja.
Yeah. So
Ozark is that crack, bro.
I went back and I just kind of got tired of Netflix for a while. So sorry to the segment title, but I transitioned over to Hulu. And so Hulu has all the oldies and goodies on HBO. And so I have been now watching The Sopranos.
Okay.
Now into season 2, kind of like episode 12 of The Sopranos. And it just kind of takes you back, not just only in the story itself, but it kind of is a time warp.
Yeah.
Everything is taken back to like 1992, 93, 94. And so it's kind of cool just hearing them talk about like AOL and Mindspring and Earthlink and online to a chat group and just the decor of the
phones and shit.
It's just cool to be able to just kind of like take a time machine back in time and revisit one of my favorite series. So I've been watching Sopranos.
Yeah, that's dope.
Really quick. I have never watched The Sopranos from beginning to end.
Then you should
watch The Sopranos.
It is amazing. I started watching it in succession, in order, and it's just cool. Like, because there's stuff in there that you forget, and then there's stuff that just kind of takes you back to an era where stuff was just different. It was just a different time. Like even just the way those dudes just operated, it was just different than what goes on today, and it's just kind of like wow, kind of nostalgic.
Keisha said, "Not Earthlink."
Yeah, right?
Earthlink, wow.
Get DVDs in the mail with $2 free.
That takes you back.
Who hasn't gone yet?
Me. So I'm going to leave All Americans alone. just because everyone likes it. I'll leave that alone.
But for the record, I love that show. That is my favorite show.
Here's
that I got into.
Hey, can y'all shut up on my go? Thanks. I have a tip. I believe you can stream HBO for free now. I think they set it up that way.
They canceled. It's over. It's over.
Oh, it's over? Okay.
I tried to watch Insecure with Issa Rae last Sunday.
Really?
And I couldn't. I had to watch it on YouTube.
Gotcha.
And Issa Rae is coming on tonight. I'm going to watch it on YouTube again.
Yeah.
All right.
Their free subscription is over.
Shout out to Ozark, because Ozark is that crack.
I fucks with Ozark. I just finished.
Oh yeah, Ozark is bananas from Jump Street. But I watched the movie the other day, which I really appreciated. The name of it is The Girl with All the Gifts.
Ashanti?
It stars, huh?
Go ahead.
It stars Glenn Close and
for the record, I'm over Ashanti. She did not wish me happy birthday Friday. So she done. It's a wrap. The crush, the love is a wrap. I gave her 3 chances to wish me a happy birthday. She didn't do it. It's over for Ashanti. I'm on Ebony K. Williams now.
Got you.
Go ahead, Coffee.
Got you. The Girl with All the Gifts is this movie. I mean, and it's a genre zombie movie, but it has a different twist to it. It's really interesting. The main character essentially is this little black girl who's British, who's fantastically intelligent. And I mean, I won't, give up the tape as far as what the storyline is, but it's a fantastic film. And I think cats should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's called The Girl with the Gifts. That's the name of the movie. It's about hour and 45, something around there. But it's a really good movie. And I like it, and I like the plot of it, and I like the ending. I think it was done well. So yeah, check that.
Go with the gifts. Shmi, did you go?
He went first.
Yeah, All American, and
he went first. Remember?
I went and took a piss. Remember, I left. I had to drain a weasel.
Got you.
I have another one. Have y'all seen Narcos, the Mexico edition? Did you watch that?
Narcos is that way.
Not Narcos. There's Narcos.
No.
And then there's Narcos, the Mexican version.
Now, is
two different shows
tied to the original
when
series?
it's not about Pablo?
Is the Mexican version tied to the original series?
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, but it is. But it's its own thing. It's its own thing. It's dope though.
Okay.
I've heard about that. I never finished Narcos regular. I watched the first season or 2 and never went back because I suffer from this ADD shit and having to read subtitles while I'm trying to be on my phone watching TV has been a problem for me particularly because I'm fucked up with the Facebook and internet in my brain. So it's been hard for me to watch that because I can't sit still long enough to look at the TV, read all the words, and focus. I'm always going to look down or look, something. But I will finish it. My personal Netflix choice is going to be, Netflix and chill choice. I'm going to go back to Dave, Lil Dicky's TV show on FX.
Wait a minute.
Available on Hulu.
I tried watching that last night.
Wait a minute. You talking about the Kennedy Center joint?
No, not Dave Chappelle. Not Dave Chappelle.
No, Dave.
It's so-called Dave. It's based on the rapper Lil Dicky. The rapper Lil Dicky does excellent videos. A white rapper.
I've seen. Okay, got you.
He has a TV show that's produced by Kevin Hart, and it's called Dave.
Is this the one he
on
looks
FX?
like? Is this the one? Is this one he looks like he's coming out like some underwear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The show is dry humor. It's Seinfeld-esque humor.
Seen Lil Dicky,
but I like it.
Lil Dicky is good.
Lil Dicky is good.
Lil Dicky is talented. Agreed.
A lot of women don't like Lil Dicky, but that's beside the point. That's beside the point. The show is pretty good. Y'all like to be thumbs down in my quarantine joke. Coffee left. Where you going?
Salute, friend.
Thank you, Coffee. My joke went well.
Like Lil Dicky.
Thank you, Coffee.
That's why I've been shaking my head this whole time, dude. Yet again, another corny ass joke.
Kofi liked it. Fuck y'all. So, me and JB last night watched this via social distancing, but it's like we call ourselves the Five. We did not get our name from this movie, but this movie represents us, and it's the Five Heartbeats. And on Friday, the Five Heartbeats released their documentary, which talks about how the movie was made. And before we get into the documentary, I want to talk about the movie, and more importantly, how we associate with the movie. I'll tell you my thoughts, and I think you all agree. But if you don't, then disagree. Please disagree if you don't. I look at the Five Heartbeats and I compare that to us. And I always go, I'm Eddie Kane, F is Choir Boy, Coffee is Dresser, Shmi is JT, and JB is Duck. That's my assessment. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm gonna say, wait, who wants to go first? I'm sorry. Who wants to pick this part first? Huh?
Coffee is more choir boy.
I would say that I would agree with F.
Yeah.
I would agree with that assessment.
Now,
I would agree with JB is Duck. JB is Duck.
Be clear. Choir Boy was Choir Boy at first.
And then the
Choir Boy became a savage.
Right.
Coffee never became a savage.
You don't know that.
Became a savage.
You don't know.
So I look at F as more Choir Boy. Let's bring you under the bus, bro.
This is why we disagree. No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Am I right? Am I right? Hold on. To me, JB.
Yeah, I hear that part. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
F started out goody. Didn't end that way.
Yeah.
You are Choir Boy, F. You started out and then you changed.
And then Choir
Mr.
Boy.
Ibiza.
Yeah.
Mr. I own the biggest, most populous club in the whole DMV.
I get the analogy.
I'm on stage. I'm on the radio. I'm the most popular nigga in DC.
But then I have to pull in the actual.
You became Choir Boy.
But then I have to pull in the actual like singing aspect because we sang. So, like, I'm trying to figure out where does you fit.
Wait a minute. I was Dresser. If you're talking about singing, I was Dresser. But I was Eddie Kane. Personality-wise, singing doesn't factor into my decision.
Why doesn't
Maybe
it factor in 5 heartbeats?
Kristen says she's Flash.
I'm just saying. I'm just bringing up an obvious point. Like, just.
I think
I'm not saying this is the end-all, be-all reasoning. I'm just saying, why can't you factor in singing into the 5 heartbeats as far as an analogy to the 5?
I don't think
you can. No.
Right?
Can. No. Hold up, Coffee. Hold up. You can.
I am.
I didn't. But
Okay.
you can.
I
based on personality.
I know. I'm disagreeing. And that element of it, I'm disagreeing.
Oh, shit. I hit the light and it just went into my eyes. I'm blind now. Y'all keep talking when I'm blind.
The way you see it, New, I can see that way. But musically, I think where Coffee's going from, that was my knee-jerk reaction. But I see where you're coming from in terms of personality.
Personalities, yeah, I'll give him that. But then I always think about it because it's the 5 heartbeats. It's a song about, like, when you said Bird and the Midnight Falcons, all I hear, baby.
Are you ready?
Baby,
got
me running around. I was just a young boy
playing with my toys.
Yeah, right. No, so I get that. Right? That's what I'm saying. So when you think about that and put all that into the pot, and you kind of comparing yourself to, or comparing all of us to the characters in the 5 heartbeats, the first thing I think about is, well, what did we do as Second Wind? And that's the first thing I think about. So yeah, that's where that's where my protest comes from. Like,
I've never considered that. It's never been a thought.
Gotcha.
I've never considered it.
It's
always been about personality.
Okay.
For me, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's our new things.
I understand. 100. Gotcha.
What lies we told, Sister Long? What lies we told? Oh, that I left
I don't know
Ashanti.
what you talking
Man,
about.
it's over for Ashanti. But back to the 5 heartbeats. My assessment was based on personality. Do you guys agree or no?
I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I do. I'll give you that. That's fine.
Me?
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair.
Okay. Is the 5 heartbeats in all of our top 5 movies of all time?
For me, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's in my top. It's in my top 5 for sure, no question.
Mine too. Oh, I don't want to ruin a documentary for y'all because I know a lot of y'all didn't see it because it just came out Friday. But I'm going to give you 2 jewels. I'm going to try not to ruin this. I'm going to give you 3. No, I can't give you that much because now I'm going to ruin it. I can tell you who they expected to play different roles, or I can tell you who auditioned.
Well, say something.
Oh.
What would you like to be ruined right now? Who auditioned or who they originally wanted to play roles?
What are you talking about?
There's a 5 Heartbeats documentary where they talk about the making of the movie. And they have footage of everybody who auditioned. We know they're famous. We got footage of it. And they have who they wanted to play the roles in their mind that before they casted it. I don't want to ruin the movie. I want to give you like one or the other.
I want to hear both because that's not like a killer.
I don't ruins it. Yeah, I don't think it ruins it.
Go ahead, say both.
Okay, well, the original Eddie Kane was supposed to be Denzel. Baby Doll was supposed to be Whitney Houston.
Wow.
He signed on, but then backed out.
Get out of here. Yeah, you know what? No, Keisha's right. Keisha's right. Don't tell. Keisha's right. You should stop.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
Yeah, you should stop.
He asked for both.
I know. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
the
I'm gonna say
audience
nothing
has
else.
spoken. The audience has spoken. So yeah.
I'm going to say nothing else.
Yeah, you should stop.
They said don't tell. On Facebook, they said don't tell. I won't say nothing else. What I will say is this is my second favorite documentary of a movie.
Wow.
My first favorite documentary of the movie was a documentary of the Mac, the 70s blaxploitation film. That documentary is probably the greatest documentary of a movie I have ever seen. Yeah. It ain't close. There really is no number 2. And I have it on DVD. We watched it, right? The Mac is like the Mac and 5 Heartbeats are 2 of the 5's favorite movies. Did we ever watch the documentary together?
No.
I know we tried to do it with the Creep Squad, and Mel was like, I don't want to watch it. I remember us doing that. But I don't think the 5 did it.
Nope.
Nah.
They're watching today. Absolutely. Don't tell the story. Okay, I'm just reading through the comments. Definitely watch that. Now, I had to watch it on Amazon, and I had to rent it. So I rented the documentary and the movie because I couldn't watch the documentary without rewatching the movie. It's like a 48-hour rental.
You've seen the movies that make us? What is that?
I don't know what that is. What is the movies that make us? Are you just saying these are the movies that made us as people? Or are you saying there's a movie called The Movies That Made Us?
A show on Netflix that's called The Movies That Made Us. It's a series on all the movies that came up during a certain time period.
Oh, okay. And there's also How to Eat Your Watermelon in Front of White People or something like that by Melvin Van Peebles.
Yeah, I've heard
What is that on? What is that on?
I don't know what it's on. Kristen, what is that on? What is that movie on? I'm assuming these are Netflix picks. I'll get the information and I promise I'll share it. I'm pretty sure Kristen, she's our field correspondent, so she's going to respond pretty quickly and tell us where to view this shit, because that's what she does. But those sound interesting.
Definitely.
Definitely going to check out The Movies That Made Us because that does sound interesting.
That's on Netflix, right?
I started that.
Yeah.
I think I watched episode 1 of that one.
They have more. Wait, they have more than one topic on that. Like it's the toys that made us as well. I think they have like a segment about like the 80s and Voltron and G.I. Joe and how those.
You're right. They
same genre, right?
They do.
I seen a joke called The Pussy That Made Us, and then I saw like a couple of my girlfriends from back in the day.
What?
So,
where is that at? That's on Netflix?
He tripping. That's a joke.
that's on
Carl.
my iCloud.
That's
on
a
my
joke.
iCloud.
I'm slow.
Asshole.
Jelani is slow at times. Sorry.
Asshole.
We talked about Ozark, October Faction. I just started watching that. That's pretty good so far. There's another dating show where you got to stay in the house with everybody's beautiful. So you in the house with this beautiful woman, and if y'all kiss,
Right.
you lose
But y'all can't have sex.
$100,000
Right.
at the end.
Can't
But
have
if
sex.
you kiss, the money goes down. If you
Right.
have sex, the money goes down.
Right.
If you masturbate, the money goes down.
Oh,
So you
you
gotta
can't
make 30
masturbate,
days with this fine motherfucker and not do nothing, so that you can train yourself to get to know a person based on personality. I think that's on Netflix too. I don't know the name of it, but people were telling me about it.
It's called like Hot Singles, or I don't yeah. I'll matter of fact, where's your
the name. Josh just put it in. Too hot to handle.
Right, too hot to handle. Right.
Okay, who added it, JB?
Josh.
Okay. Josh watching this shit. All right, that means me watching it too.
Get him, Josh. Get him, Josh.
I never heard of it. He just put me on.
Yeah, he just put all of us on. Goddamn it.
Those people don't look real at all. They don't. They all look like models.
I mean, yeah.
Coffee, where the fuck are you? Why are we looking at these?
Behind the phone? I'm doing things behind the phone that I shouldn't do on camera. Thank you.
I got you. Never mind.
Is this nigga jerking off in the middle of the podcast?
Nah.
Terrible, dude.
They're not jerking off.
You're a terrible.
Tapping out.
Why would you say that?
I'm new. I've been saying crazy shit. You only know me 30-something years.
Yeah, right. I haven't been on here before. Sorry. I'm a rookie. Sorry.
Okay, Eargasm. We're going to go into music. Eargasm. I want to tell you guys, my favorite artist is The Dream. I know most of you know that. He actually wished me happy birthday. Shout out to The Dream. His Sex Playlist 4 dropped Friday. It is Baby Making Music. Like, it is. But it's pretty good. It is not my favorite Dream project. It's not my favorite Dream song on there. But he got some real shit on there. He had one song called Passion where he's saying, she keep asking me, if you love me, why you fucking me like you hate me? But what she's saying is like, he pounded her. And she's like, yo, give my walls a break. But most women like that. So that's a great song. And the project is really, really good. It is a sex song project. So you got to go into it knowing it's a sex song project. Janae Aiko was on there as well. Has anybody heard the Dreams album aside from me?
I have not.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I
well,
heard
it's out.
when it first came out. Or he got something new?
Friday.
Oh, he just put one out like a few months ago.
Yeah, that was sex tape 1, 2, 3. No, that was Christmas. Well,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was just a few months ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
But this is sex tape 4.
Okay.
So you put a triple album and then one album to be 4 out of the 3, 4. Division, spelled DVSN. It's a duo, a singer and a producer, like LA and Babyface.
Yeah, I've heard.
They have made quality albums
I've heard
for years. They're signed to Drake's record label, OVO. Their new album has amazing songs on it. But I can't say it's a good album. I can't say it's a great album.
Division, you said?
Yeah, Division, but it's spelled DVSN.
I caught that. Okay. I'll check that.
The last 5 songs on their album are like mind-blowingly amazing. The first 15 are cool. I don't know what to do with that. Like, what do you do with that?
Who do they
Is that
like?
a good album?
Who do they sound like?
Themselves.
Hmm.
They're
Okay.
R&B.
The next thing.
Now, what they did on the last 5 songs, they sampled some shit. They sampled the Usher record and they sang on it. They sampled Dead Presidents and they sang on it. And these are fucking masterful, Smee.
Yes,
they are masterful.
All right, I'm gonna check that. I haven't
masterful.
heard it. Thank you.
The first 15 songs.
Yeah.
Dope too. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's like, how do you,
cool.
And the only reason, now I'm a fan of them. So what they did was, when you drop an album on iTunes, you get like 3 or 4 songs that come out first.
Right.
Like the pre-order, and then you get the whole album.
Yeah.
Their pre-order was 5 mics. Their pre-order was the best shit ever. Their album?
Not so much.
Good. It was good. But it was weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
But I do like them as a group. Their first 2 albums, fire. This album, I gotta live with it more because I don't know what to think. You gave me some of my favorite songs of 2020, but then you gave me like a bunch of shit I don't even want to listen to. I don't know what it's hard to gauge that. Griselda, West Side Gun dropped a new album. He had coronavirus.
Did he?
And he dealt with it quietly. He didn't mention it. He didn't post about it. He just dealt with it quietly. He overcame it and put out his most recent album. And it is probably the most commercial Griselda release. Not in the sound, but in the features. He got Wale. He got big names on it. And Griselda's an underground, grimy, RZA, Alchemist sounding group that is strictly underground. This was their most commercial release. And it worked. I like it. So pick that up. My boy, The Baby, dropped a new album. He got a song with Ashanti. Ashanti had a song, Baby, 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 Baby. She's singing that hook to a similar beat, and it's about the baby, 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 baby. And that's actually when I talked to Ashanti, and she didn't say happy birthday. So I'm like, fuck that jump.
You don't think that's some like cornball shit?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. That's how corny.
I haven't heard of it, but I'm just
Ashanti didn't say
off the premise alone. I'm like, like first of all, that Ashanti song is like terrible.
She did it to the Mary Jane beat by Scarface. It's not terrible. One of the best beats of hip hop.
Right.
But
Okay, gotcha.
Check out The Baby. I listened to it. I liked it, but I wasn't in love with it. So I got to listen to it a couple more times. But I would say listen to it. It dropped. Let's look out for Nina Baraz, who's coming, I think, next week. Look out for that shit. Something that we all can relate to as a 5, the MJ documentary covering 1998, the last year of their championship run. In
an hour and 10 minutes, that is premiering.
It's 10 parts.
And Bad Boy.
It'll play the next 5 weeks on Netflix. 5.
Lord. Oh, you gotta tell that story, dude. You gotta tell that story.
Okay. So Smee, the entrepreneur, invited us to a real estate function that was thrown by Max Maxwell. And it's called Smee
Wholesaling Elite Live.
Wholesaling Elite Live. And we went and they had like all the information you can want about real estate, wholesaling, flipping houses, all the good food you can want, all the drink you can want, and they had pictures. Yes. So they had a rotating stage that you could get on with, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, whatever. And all of us were there except for coffee, which is why a lot of y'all say it's not really 5 of y'all, it's only 4. That was one of the events where somebody wasn't there. So we all stood up back to back on this circular stage, and as we spun around, we decided to rep the 5. So everybody would go with the 5.
To be clear, we didn't spin nowhere.
Oh yeah, we didn't spin. The camera spun.
The camera spun around us.
Right. Thank you, F. You're right. So I say, look, everybody throw up the 5. some kind of way. So, no, Shmi threw up the 5. F threw up the 5.
Oh, he's gonna go through it.
JP threw up the 5. When it came to me, I was like, I just did the Prince. I was like, ooh, ooh.
Yes.
I didn't know what to do. And everybody looked smooth, and I looked stupid. I was like,
So obviously we had to do it again because we can't have a nigga.
right. We did it again. But the 5, the one I fucked up was the 1. Because Shmi, F, and JB looked smooth as fuck in that jump. And I was the only dickhead that.
Where was this at? Well, this was like a few months ago. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, this was.
Hey, do y'all still have that link? Y'all, I gotta find that motherfucker.
Because they
That
were,
joint was dope. I love seeing that. To be honest, when I saw it, I was like, yo, that's fire. That was great. I really appreciate
did
it.
you post it?
Yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah, that joint was great.
That's what's up.
So y'all
I
can watch
love
it because me
I
posted
really
it.
did.
Hey, he did post it. Good luck, Street. I'm about to watch that joint right now. That joint was crazy.
Yeah, that was-
Hey, there it is.
All right, so everybody gonna take a look at that. But the MJ doc, how do you guys feel about the MJ documentary, the Bulls' final season? What do you remember about that? Because it was 98.
First of all, props to whomever decided, let's not drop this in June. Let's push it back to April and drop it then. Because there's nothing else going on. If you ever pull up ESPN like in the morning, they're still playing SVP at like 8:30. Like First Take, all they're talking about is trades and the fact that people are not playing. So whomever said, hey, it's a good idea if we actually make this earlier, present this earlier, props to them. Because in an hour and a few minutes,
Hell yeah.
I've seen like there's like some like 5-minute segment where they show kind of what it's about. I'm like, no,
I watched that.
Wait, I can't wait. I am so excited. And all them dudes that love LeBron so much, watch the king, yo. This is the GOAT for real. I don't care what y'all say.
Greatest of all time.
How many tips you got?
No question.
Like,
Before we do the debate, we will say that. Coffee, hold up. We're going to save the debate about LeBron and Jordan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I want to hear about your views on 1998 and the Bulls and Jordan. That's all I want to hear.
I got a bunch of different thoughts about that, man. I think the thing that probably kind of like makes me like, oh, for real? That makes me kind of look at that the most is the fact that Jordan is concerned that people will assume that he was mean to his players. I'm sorry, not to his players.
That he was a horrible guy. He said a horrible guy.
No, but in order to get to that point, to be that great, you kind of got to be an asshole. Just a little bit, if not a lot. Kobe was an asshole. Then he stopped playing. He was the nicest guy. Like, I love Kobe after he stopped playing. He was a great dude. And like, just fantastic. But while he's in it, I'm not like, no, Jordan would make up stuff to be mad about so I could beat you. The sick game, dog. When you look at
I coined the phrase Jordan complex. I watched the movie, I think, with Alec Baldwin, where they talked about the God complex of a doctor.
Yeah, same thing.
And then I coined the phrase Jordan complex.
They're akin.
Because I had it.
They're akin.
And then Kobe came up with Mamba mentality. I think they're all the same.
They're akin. I'll give you that. Like, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care who you are. I am going to put my heel on your throat and push down. That's what I'm doing. Watch me. So, yeah, I get that. And I understand that. And
I'm going to make you come with me. I'm going to make you be as maniacal as me. I have the Jordan complex. You're going to do everything I'm doing.
Right.
We're both going to be maniacal.
No, this dude punched Steve.
Forces that on you.
He punched Steve Kerr in the face. Steve Kerr's like the nicest guy you would ever want to meet. He punched him in the face in practice. It's like
JB,
you're a complete asshole. He's trying to win. It's one or the other. It's got to be.
JB and F had the Jordan complex. That was fun.
You got. I know I had the Jordan complex. You goddamn right, I did. Y'all remember that shit a second win?
Yes, you did.
I was evil.
You were harsh. You were harsh.
I was evil.
You was flat.
First of all,
They go back and forth. Nigga, you was flat. No, I wasn't.
Let me apologize to y'all for that. My behavior.
30 years later.
Came in early.
I was evil.
Nigga, you was flat. Yo!
I was so mean.
Yo, but as a result, as a unit, we were fantastic. Period.
We were the Bulls.
Fantastic.
But this ain't about us. This is about Jordan. So back to Jordan and the Bulls in '98. I'm gonna go to you, F. What do you remember about that last run? Jordan, Pippen, Rodman beating the Utah Jazz. What you remember about that moment?
You know, it's looking back, having gone through, the LeBrons of the world, the Kobe's of the world, there's still just something to be said about Michael Jordan's play that just has not been duplicated, period. As much as Kobe tried to emulate him, as much as he tried to have him take his whole persona, still watching it in action, the first to ever do it, seeing that type of an athlete just come, it's like, for us, it was the first time we've seen it. Now, again, Kobe may have done it better. He may have been more elegant. He may have, whatever the case might be, but that's the first time we ever saw it. And that'll never be taken away. So that's what I remember.
That's what's up. Shmeed, talk to me, Shmeed.
I mean, I just remember feeling like when he won that last one, you just kind of felt like this nigga was invincible. It was just like, I never, he was the first, I'm not sure if he was the first, he's the first that I remember an athlete that was just dominant, just completely dominant. You were like, he's the best. Like, there's until he stops, there's nothing y'all can do with him.
There's nothing that can be done.
He's just gonna have to stop. That's just the thing I remember feeling. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna jump in really quick. I was a Pistons fan. My favorite player of all times is Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
The opposite of Jordan, the hater of Jordan, the rival of Jordan. And I rooted for every team to play Jordan except for Utah Jazz. I hated Michael Jordan. I hated him because he beat my Pistons. He beat my team. He was the reason my team didn't have a three-peat. So he was my least favorite player in the league. And he shut me up round after round, year after year, to the point where he won me over. I'm like, this nigga's the greatest. Like, I hated him, dog. Like, I want you guys to really understand. Like, I know you guys understand, but I want the kickbackers to understand. Jordan was like my least favorite person on earth because he destroyed my team by being better than them. So I hated him. But even in my hate, I realized what I was watching. And I was like, fucking wild, dog. Like, just fucking wild. This nigga is the single greatest athlete I had ever seen until Serena Williams. It was him.
Yeah. She was the next person that was just dominant. Like, until she stops, y'all ass out.
Just get out the way. And he did it. I rooted for every team that played Jordan. And he embarrassed me every year.
Well, and going back to that 98 team, then they finally really, really spent the bread and got him like the perfect team to complement his skill sets during that season. Because now he had a power rebounder who could pick up the garbage in the middle and could clear the lane for him, quiet as it's kept. Because you wasn't fouling Jordan no more with Rodman on the team. Fuck you, nigga. Right? And then who else was on that squad? Ron Harper,
Ron Harper, Tony Kukoc.
What order?
But
Steve
Kukoc
Kerr.
was coming off the bench, wasn't he? On that team? On that team, wasn't Kukoc coming off the bench?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
He was
come
six
on, my
man,
G.
six man.
Come on, my G. They won 70 games that year. Like, I watched.
No. The year before that, they won 72. That year, they won 68, I think.
68. Sorry, you're right. But I watched that team and I was like, this is basketball perfection. You know what I'm saying? Like they could do it all. Like they had, man, that team was ridiculous. Until the Golden State Warriors, that was the greatest basketball team I had ever seen. And there's no question that Jordan is the greatest player. But again, I'm not trying to create a new debate, but I do think that that Golden State team that won 73 games was a better team. But we saw that
even though they lost in the finals?
in the finals for a regular season. Let me be specific. Their regular season play was just incredible.
I don't put them above the Bulls. They won one more game, but I don't give them an edge.
Okay, that's fair. No, that's fair. I can understand that.
Because of the record. Now, if we start naming players, I might change my tune. They had Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. If we go by players, that's a fair debate. But I don't give them points for just their record.
Yeah, I was going by the players and the style and how they played and how just fucking amazing it was. But I hear that.
But, so we're all gonna watch the MJ doc, right? We're all gonna watch the Bulls documentary, The Last Dance, over the next 5 weeks. It's 2 episodes per night. Before we get out of here, I want to have some 5 talk. I don't know what the hell Smee and Coffee are doing, but I want to have some 5 talk. I want to talk about what's changed in the last 8 years. Like, this is our 8-year anniversary of doing the show. It's only been a podcast for 1.5 years or so, but this is our 8-year anniversary of doing this show. Like, Obama was president 8 years ago, and there was no coronavirus. Well, there was the coronavirus, but this strain that's affecting us didn't exist. There was no Kobe was still alive. LeBron hadn't won a championship yet. The Redskins were still sorry. Okay, that hasn't changed. They're still sorry. 8 years ago and now. But you know, I'm just saying. I had just moved to Georgia.
I was still in DC.
Wow.
8 years was a long time ago.
8 years is a long time ago. We was working on getting Obama reelected.
I still had the club.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you
Still
really?
had a visa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
How old are y'all kids? How old were your kids 8 years ago?
I didn't have my son. Well, he's 8. So
He just popped up. F, JB, how old were the kids 8 years ago?
DJ was 4.
Yeah. Ari was 4 because she's that was a long fucking time ago.
I had just started liking Ashanti. Like it just started. It's
Cal
over
was
now.
1.
She wished me happy birthday. It's over for Ashanti. But 8 years ago, I was rapping. When the last time one of y'all motherfuckers heard me rap?
wow.
I don't even rap no more. I was with Gooch. We had met Mel. I had just gotten to Atlanta. I was selling security systems for ADT. Like, what else? Scandal was on. I was watching Scandal. I was just getting into this new nigga named Future. I was like, Future's cool, I guess. I'm gonna listen to a couple more songs.
He may have a career.
Yeah.
He might have a career.
I remember hearing him
something
like,
there.
I remember hearing him like, I can't understand the word he's fucking saying.
Yeah.
They would play him in the club, and be like, what the fuck? He sounded like Mystical to me.
But it was the beginning of mumble rap.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wasn't he one of the first mumble rappers?
Yeah, he created it.
Yeah.
Fucking Lil Wayne was killing everything.
Yep.
2 Chainz had just came out.
2 Chainz just came out because I was wondering. I kept getting 2 Chainz and Future confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the world was different 8 years ago when we decided to come to y'all and report.
Drake was just starting to take off.
Huh?
Drake was just starting to take off.
What was?
Drake.
Yeah, he was a couple of years in.
Yeah.
Drake was just starting to take off. He had just brought on Nicki Minaj not too long ago.
Yeah, his debut album dropped like 2007, 2008. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So he was really.
We was getting the beginning of Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There was no OnlyFans. There was no Pornhub. How about that?
There was
And
no.
we know that affects me and coffee the most.
How about
There
this?
was no
How
Pornhub.
about this? Nobody knew what Instagram was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody-
Instagram even exists back then?
No, it did. Instagram had just come out in like.
It had just come out. I joined Instagram the night I moved, like the 3rd or 4th week I moved to Georgia. I joined Instagram.
Yeah.
That I was like
Instagram
early
came
April,
out in
late
like
May,
2010.
late March. I mean,
2000.
That's crazy.
2012.
That's crazy.
I was 8 years ago, 2012.
God damn, that was a long
I
time ago.
remember when we drove
We
down
were still on Twitter every coffee.
That was a
We
long
drove to
drive.
Atlanta with Gooch in
That was
2012,
a
8
long-
years ago.
Yo, I remember the drive down there from Maryland. From what was it? Capitol Heights? You live in Capitol Heights? That was
I
right.
live, like more like Fort Washington, kind of.
Okay. Dog, that trip was so long, and I drove through a bunch of Virginia and into Georgia. That was actually, no. I may have drove in Virginia. I don't know, but I know I drove in South Carolina and Georgia. I think I was behind the wheel for like 4 or 5 hours. I didn't realize how big Virginia was. Virginia,
Yeah, or how
is
big
ginormous.
Georgia is. Because
Huh?
Atlanta is at the southern tip of Georgia. So
No.
you gotta go all the way through
No.
Georgia.
No, it's
That
not.
was a long ride.
Not
I
true.
will not forget that.
Atlanta is the northern part of Georgia.
Thank you. I was about to say it's not at the southern. I don't think
Not southern, not even close.
I didn't have. You didn't have to do that to him. That wasn't nice.
I'm sorry.
Well, I feel like we was in Georgia for hours before we hit Atlanta.
No, we weren't. But okay.
You were in Georgia for approximately 8
An hour and a half.
Yeah.
Hour and a half. When you cross into the state of Georgia, an hour and a half to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
entirely accurate.
Because you have to go.
okay. Well, y'all ain't gotta tell everybody
Georgia
I'm
is
wrong.
Macon.
Hands down, bro.
No, I mean you were incorrect
okay.
in that statement.
But it's okay.
No, that was
All right. What you said?
hours plural. No. More than 1 hour, yes. Hours plural, no. But that's okay. Go ahead. Why are you laughing?
I want
Why are you laughing like that?
That nigga Coffee laughing like shit.
don't be wasted.
No, I'm not. But I'm not though,
Like,
bro.
wait.
I'm about to be. I'm
I'm-
soon. Soon
I'm-
time.
I'm
Soon time. But
I'm
no,
very-
not right now. No.
All right, this is what I want us to do to end the show. I want everybody to go around and just tell a quick 5 story. It could be 20 seconds. It could be 2 minutes.
And I
I
go
don't
first.
give a
I
shit.
want to go first. I want to go first.
Just tell a 5 story.
I want to go first. I want to go
Like,
first.
Coffee, go.
All right. So I'm about to expose them, and I hope like this is
Oh,
not
Lord.
about this is not about chicks. It's not about chicks. But it's about y'all, which I often find really interesting and intriguing. And incidentally, on my phone, I can only see New, F, and J, and myself. I can't see Shmee. And I've looked at Shmee a couple of
Shmee's
times.
ugly. You don't want to see Shmee. He's just an ugly guy.
It's a true statement.
I've looked at Shmee a couple of times through the years in these kind of like surreal moments. And like we looked at each other and then looked at y'all and like, what the fuck are they doing? But I'll bring up one time at band camp. not at band camp, but at rehearsal.
Hey.
I think either J or F said, yo, you gonna take him home? No, I'm not gonna take him home. No, I just did that the other day. Like, no, but it's your turn. No, nigga, it's not my turn. It's your fucking turn. You taking these niggas home. And then it escalated. And then the words that were said, like, yo, you're not gonna be calling me a bitch too many more times. I ain't say you was a bitch. I said you was acting like a bitch. And it just got heated more from there. And these niggas was on the floor in the concrete scrapping. And me and Smee looked at each other like, are these niggas really fighting about who's going to drive 2.5 miles? Seriously? It was the funniest thing. What echoes in my head is Jay is saying, I'm not going to be too many more bitches. You're not going to call me a bitch again. And F is like, I'm not saying you're a bitch. You're acting like a bitch, which is a small distinction. But I thought it was so funny. And then it was fisticuffs. And then these niggas on the floor scrapping. Dropping them 5th 4Bs on them. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. I could not believe it. It was great. It was fantastic. All right, I'm done. Go ahead. Next.
Hold up. You know what's funny about that story?
What?
Is me and JB had the same fight.
Yeah, I know, but
it was reversed.
So
JB was like, yeah, you acting like a bitch. I was like, no,
the reason I brought up the fact that you
three acting like a bitch. We had the exact same fight.
The reason I brought up the fact that
both sides of that exact same fight.
So you
That's
guys
crazy.
have all fought. You fought Jay. Jay fought F. Like all y'all fought. I ain't never fought none of y'all. Me and Shmee never fought. Like we was always kind of in the corner like, why these niggas fighting again? What y'all doing? Why y'all fighting again? Like what? Why y'all gotta fight? I always wondered about that. Why is
that? That's because y'all pussy.
Oh, right. You're probably right. You're probably right. You're right. Right. Tell him, Shmee. He said we saw, bro. What you gonna do? What you gonna do about that?
On the low, Shmee is like an Avenger and Coffee stronger than an elephant. They would probably beat our ass.
Yes, in all honesty, a lot of times I probably get in this shit because niggas ain't want to fight me. Like, I ain't fighting that. That nigga, look at him. I ain't fighting no action figures. Get the fuck out of here. I ain't fighting that nigga. Yeah, no, I get it. It helps.
I would have fought you in high school. I wouldn't fight you now. Now I'm squashing it.
Oh,
see, I'm squashing it with all
lightweight. Lightweight.
Now,
you can't.
2020.
No, you can't.
I'm squashing all the beat.
You can't fight for more than 30 seconds.
I got one. I got one ankle.
You can't fight for
every
more
day. Niggas like, hey, no, what you say? Nothing.
After 30 seconds, shit. You breathing hard. You like,
Coffee.
After 30 seconds.
Coffee a little weight now though.
Yeah, no, I know. F beat me
up.
That was terrible.
The coffee smoke.
That was terrible.
That sounded like
I threw him across the room and it was down.
That sounded like he ready.
Yeah, Coffee was a dumpy ass nigga when we was in high school though. Coffee biggest nigga by far.
I'm thick, bro. Yeah, and then everybody started to catch up to me and wait. I was like, everybody passing me. What the hell? You know what?
That nigga Coffee was 5'6", 220.
Like, yo, that's crazy.
Fast as
bowling ball.
Yeah, right. And I ran a 4.3, right. 220 and I ran a fucking 4.3, right. Crazy.
Jerome
Coffee keep mad about this 4.3, Shmee. Coffee did not run no fucking 4.3. Get him, Shmee. Get him, Shmee. Tell Kobe stop lying.
You ran a 4.4, so was it 4.3 or 4.4? Because you just said
no, not 4.3, 4.4. I did run a 4.4.
Okay.
I doubt that. Shmee don't look like he convinced.
I don't care what you guys say. I was at the combine.
You're on mute. Hey, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Oh. Because you had said 4.3 before, and I was like, that is world-class speed.
No, right. No. 4.4 and 4.3 is different. I know you know the difference between those two, right? Like, that's that one spring, that one you have, like, and if somebody's catching up to you, you like, oh, let me get this gear. Right. No, there's a difference. I know you know that. New doesn't know that, so I think he should stop talking. But anyway, between 4.3 and 4.4.
Damn, it just carried the shit out of the family.
Jay, stop. Jay, stop.
Anyway.
You know he doesn't know. Stop.
Traveling violation.
Admin violation. All right.
What I know is Kofi ain't won no
Dinner time.
goddamn 4-3.
And I'm gonna start shutting down my set here in a moment.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to go get some.
All right, so everybody tell this story. Smith, tell this story before you got here.
Yeah, all right, go ahead, give your story, Joe.
Story probably is JB got his license first.
Oh yeah.
And so he was designated driver for all. And
the celebrity.
he got, well, even before the celebrity, he had the truck. He had pickup.
Yeah.
I remember him driving us around in winter, and we was in the back in the flatbed
Starter jacket
as shit. With starter jacket on.
But we was happy.
But we was happy to be on the road with somebody.
happy to be on the road, man.
But we drove all the way out to Studebakers.
Yeah, you right, bro.
Studebakers, DMV represent.
Yo,
Yo.
bro, ride out, bro, all the way
Three
out
niggas
from
in the
Capitol
back.
Heights,
Talking
from
shit,
Rockville.
like, yeah, nigga, we doing it. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
How about on the back of the pickup truck?
That is hilarious.
And she was,
What's up, baby? What's up, baby? Holla at me.
That's good call, Shmeek. Good call.
So we did Smeed Coffee F.
All right. I remember that basketball court by Jay's parents' house,
Yes.
and it was looking real dark. And we were walking down the street, and we were like, "It don't look too good." We said, "Fuck it, let's go play anyway." So we played for about an hour, and then it started getting darker and darker and darker. And then a little rain started coming down. Next thing you know, we're playing in a monsoon.
facts.
Oh.
Rain coming sideways, lightning coming down, thunder everywhere. The niggas like, "Yo, don't you think we ought to go home?" Nah, let's finish this.
Real niggas. Real.
That was the little big boys. We done had iterations.
No, we not. What are you talking about? Yo, that's great. That's awesome.
We done had iterations. That was the little big boys. We done had the Five. We done had Pimp Society, MP, and the little big boys. The little big boys was in the basketball court going in. I remember that shit, JB.
All right. I'm gonna tell a funny story about us playing football because 4 of the 5 actually play high school football. So we get together sometimes and play a little game of football. We played, all of us were there, and it was snowing, and we were playing out on that field over by Turkey Thicket.
Turkey Thicket?
Shit. So we were out on that field in the snow.
Northeast DC.
And I forgot what happened that made me mad. Oh, y'all niggas scored a touchdown on some dumb shit. And it was me and Coffee against.
I'm about to say, who's on teams?
It was me and Coffee against F, Shmee, and New. And so they scored a touchdown on some crazy shit. I was like, all right, whatever, throw it off. So they threw it off to me, and we all slipping and sliding around in the snow. And I cut, and New came in to tackle me, and we collided. And that nigga New fell flat.
That was Coffee. That wasn't
No, nigga, it was you.
That was Coffee.
It was you.
That wasn't you. That was
No,
Coffee.
no,
it was me.
No, bro.
It was me.
not you.
No, bro.
All right, all of us were there, fellas. Who did? It was me.
No, that
It was not you.
It was me.
You.
No,
I guarantee you it was me.
Stop it.
The only
For
time,
whatever reason,
the time I remember
for
getting
whatever
struck,
reason,
Coffee
I don't even
ran me
remember.
over.
Dog,
Like
I don't
Coffee
remember.
literally ran me over. JB,
It wasn't Coffee.
We live in everybody's stories.
All right, it wasn't Coffee. It was me.
New's gonna try to New's gonna paint a good picture here.
It wasn't you.
No, just
It was
just
Coffee
accept it.
because I
Just let it be.
remember it. Like you ever got
Like it was
struck?
yesterday. Like it
You
was
ever got
yesterday. Right?
trucked? That shit sticks with you. I know who it was. It was Coffee. And I also know that you always mix stories up for some reason. It was Coffee. Coffee literally, I was here, Coffee came and ran me over. And I've always remembered that. And you always fuck the story. I don't know what you be on, JB. I always fuck the story up.
Oh
And look at me, F. Their faces tell you.
I'm
always fuck the story.
All right, I'm gonna okay. I'm just gonna say okay. I'm gonna say okay.
Yeah, I remember that being me. So,
I'm sure you do. It wasn't though.
Okay, I remember differently. That's
I'm used to you remembering differently. I'm used to having to tell you that you're wrong. Like that was Coffee. We can have a 5 vote. I'm not the authoritarian, so we can have a vote. I'm just telling you it wasn't you, and you're remembering it wrong.
I asked them, and they said that they didn't remember. If they said that they remembered being you, then I would be like, okay, that's fine. I honestly, it doesn't matter to me who necessarily did it. I remember doing it, but
you just didn't do it to me. Yeah. Like you
both of you old niggas got bad memories. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? How about everybody's humans' memories are not good? How about that?
So how about
we are old. We are old.
I'm old.
We are old.
And I'm the youngest, and I'm old. So y'all niggas
my 5 story is going to be. Let me think. I was about to say Hatteras, but that seems too recent. My 5 story is just going to be a culmination of us going to Wheaton Mall, getting phone numbers, and eating Cinnabons. Like, we would go to Wheaton Mall, shop to get our fresh, and then we eat Cinnabons and get phone numbers. That's one of my most favorite memories of us as a family, is being in Wheaton and getting numbers of pretty girls at 15, 16, 17 years old and just having fun. It was innocent fun.
But that is almost exclusively a new and Shmi and F story. Jay might have been there infrequently. I was never there to do that. I heard stories about it, but I was never there to participate.
I went like 2-3 times for sure.
Right.
Okay, I'll switch around really quickly. Just something we all remember. I think when Patricia was getting on us in Disney World about getting on Ron.
Well, so I wasn't there either.
Shit.
I wasn't there either. I was poor. I wasn't there either.
God,
and that's
man.
okay.
Okay, here we go. When we told all of our parents that $1 billion man wanted to sign us to a record deal,
it's okay.
and they sat there
all right.
and watching Ozzy look at FC and watching Ozzy and Horace tell $1 billion man contract apart. Like, oh no, we're not gonna do that, we're not gonna do that, we're not gonna do that, we're not gonna do that. But the key was watching Ozzy's face light up when F sang In the Still of the Night.
Yeah.
We had a record deal on the table.
All right, so you should have went there first. Why you ain't go there first? You should have went there first. Exactly.
Well, I went there now.
Yes, bro.
And you know why? You know why? Because mother named Lobo.
Because of what? What did he say?
That's why mother named
Lobo.
Yo,
see, Coffee, you was in
That's the
Florida.
best one. How come nobody said that? That's the best
You was in Florida, nigga.
Y'all
That's the
realize
Florida
that story
story.
means nothing to anybody watching.
Yeah, they have no idea what the
They
fuck
have
we're
no
talking
idea
about.
what you're talking about.
No idea. No idea.
I know they don't.
Hey, Burger said, what's up? Hold on. Burger said, what's up, Billionaire Boys Club?
Yo, what's good, bro? What's good, bro?
What up, Burger? If y'all know Burger, one of our OGs, Burger family, Burger blood, Burger. I kill a nigga behind Burger. You know what I'm saying? And he one of our OGs that helped raise us up. It was Burger, it was Hook, and rest in peace to H, my nigga H. Them niggas created the foundation that became our brotherhood. Because it was SGTs, DSGAA, and then we became IMP, Pimp Society, eventually the 5. So shout out to Burger, man. Love you, boy. Love you, boy. That's my nigga. That's our nigga. Man. I'm only gonna say one thing, and I'm not gonna elaborate. Burger got F his first gun.
What do you mean? Hey,
It's time to sign off. It's time to sign off.
what the hell?
It's been real.
It's been very nice.
Been real.
This was lots of fun.
I'm gonna stop.
Why, bro? Why? Right.
I'm gonna stop.
We're done.
I will say some ratings.
Jay, I love you. New, I love you. Shmi, I love you. F,
Love you too, dog.
Yeah.
I love you too, Cole. You already know. JB, I love you. Shmi, I love you. F, I love you.
One.
You already know.
One.
Hey.
All right. Before we sign off, we gotta end it some kind of way.
No, we can just say goodbye.
Well, I guess we could do that too.
It's a pod named Kickback.
A pod named Kickback.
No.
Featuring the
say,
5.
Just say okay. Like, you don't need to have a closing remark. Just say.
Yes, he does. Yes, he really does. Let him finish.
Well, I don't. All right. I holler. I'm done.
So I want to thank you guys for being a part of the show. Our 8th anniversary. I want to let everybody else know that we're available on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. We have a music podcast that you can listen to. Not a podcast, but a playlist. It's called A Pod Named Kickback on Tidal. Excuse me, on Apple, on Spotify. We do the best of R&B, rap, go-go. We do it all. Downbeat, dance hall. I definitely want to thank Shmi, a.k.a. Vincent Harris, for tuning in and being a part of this episode. I want to thank Jelani Lee, a.k.a. Black Coffee King, for being a part of this episode. I want to thank Eric Clay, a.k.a. F, for being part of this, and Gelman, for being part of this episode. I want to thank J.B. Frank, a.k.a. James Shelton, for being part of this episode. I want to thank myself, No Breaks New, a.k.a. now Tariq Newman, for being a part of this episode. And I hope everybody watching this is in good health and their families are in good health. And if not, I send you love and light and warmth to you and your family. And if we have to do condolences, my condolences to you and whatever you've gone through and whoever you've lost. We love you, and we will be here next week. And thank you so much for letting us into your living room.
Peace, brothers. I love y'all.
Peace.
Good night.
Love y'all niggas. Love y'all niggas.